Cheating wife thinks I'm a wimp, she came back to a destroyed house. I never thought my life would unravel like this. The moment I discovered her betrayal, a part of me shattered, but another part of me, one she had underestimated, began to awaken. She always thought I was weak, that I would take whatever disrespect she threw my way. She thought I was a pushover, a man too timid to stand up for himself. And maybe, for a long time, I had let her believe that. But she was about to learn the hard truth. It started like any normal Tuesday. I had come home early from work, expecting the routine small talk and her lazy smile. But something felt off. The house was too quiet. And then, in the living room, the evidence stared at me like a neon sign flashing, betrayal. Texts, receipts, and photos on her phone showed a truth I had always feared but never wanted to confront. She was cheating. The man was someone from her work, someone she had been seeing for months. I sat there in stunned silence, my hands trembling, my mind racing. Anger, hurt, and disbelief collided inside me. Part of me wanted to confront her immediately, to scream and demand answers. But another part of me, the part that had learned to endure her insults, her sarcasm, her indifference, told me to wait. To plan. To let her see that the wimp she thought I was could destroy her world in ways she never imagined. I spent that night pacing, thinking. She had humiliated me enough already. She had flaunted her betrayal, believing I would crumble silently. But I realized something crucial. Revenge isn't just about anger, it's about transformation. I needed her to understand that I wasn't the same man she had underestimated. Over the next week, I subtly prepared. I didn't act impulsively, I didn't post anything online or tell a friend. I worked quietly, deliberately. I sold her luxury items, her designer clothes, anything she had flaunted as if she owned the world. I also quietly arranged for deep cleaning and minor repairs of the house, but not enough to hide the chaos I intended to leave behind. Then came the night she thought she could return home, smug, self-assured, knowing I would be alone. She didn't expect what she would find. The moment she opened the door, her confident smile faltered. The living room, her sanctuary, her safe space, was in shambles. Furniture overturned. Expensive vases shattered. Photos torn from frames. And the smell of firewood, carefully set to burn in the fireplace, small enough to cause panic, not danger. She froze, staring at the destruction, eyes wide. What have you done? She whispered, almost trembling. I showed you who I really am, I said calmly. The man you called weak, the man you disrespected, isn't weak at all. You thought you could cheat and come home as if nothing happened. You were wrong. She tried to speak, tried to explain, but the words caught in her throat. For the first time, she saw me, not the man she mocked, but the one who had endured, planned, and acted with precision. The aftermath was messy, emotional, and painful, but it was also liberating. I moved out of that toxic space, leaving her with the mess she had indirectly caused. I didn't press charges, I didn't want legal battles or social humiliation. I wanted something simpler. My freedom, my dignity, and my peace. Months later, I had rebuilt my life. The house was gone, but I didn't miss it. I realized that material things aren't what define a man, it's his integrity, his resilience, and his capacity to rise above betrayal. I met new people, formed real connections, and rediscovered myself in ways I never had when I was trapped in her shadow. The lesson I learned, and the lesson I hope others take away, is this: never let anyone make you feel small. Weakness
is not what they see when you endure quietly, it's what they assume when they underestimate the fire within you. And sometimes, the most powerful revenge isn't in rage or violence. It's in reclaiming your life, your confidence, and your self-respect. She came back to a destroyed house, thinking it was my anger that burned it. But in reality, it was my strength, my clarity, and my refusal to be a victim that turned that chaos into my liberation. And as I walked into a future she couldn't touch, I finally understood. I was never the wimp she thought I was. I was the man she couldn't break.